Hello again everybody, back to you with a new video on the final or the grand final of SOOP Valorant League. And right now NRG is winning over GEN.G 1-0 and we're waiting for the next 4 maps. Abyss was GEN.G's pick and NRG dominated the Abyss. I'll look at some of the plays and some of the mistakes and go over them, just show you how the map went. So as you can see right here, it's round 8 and NRG were basically every round they were taking mid control because of the controllers that they have, and Harbor being one of the best controllers to take this pace. And now look at GEN.G. They have no information. All they have is this singular drone. All it does, it sees the duelist that can run away, so that's not a lot of information to begin with. And one more reveal from NRG and some smokes this as well. Look at GEN.G, they have no idea. Look at A main. Regardless, and like mid round, look at this call that they come up with, and it's insane. So Harbor drops the spike to Euro, who's gonna TP here. They faked a bit on B first, and then Euro TP'd with the spike. Euro dropped the spike to FNS or to Vice, and now even if people were A, they have information on those people. You come at the post plan, they maintain mid control. When the spike is planted here, maintaining heaven is massive, and you will see right here one more smoke comes in, and then the Vice Vines thingy also comes in. GEN.G has nothing that they can do. And now I want to look at this defensive round from NRG, and honestly this is just insanely good. Look at where Vice started. This is where FNS or Vice places the wall. And look at these positions. They have a lot of information. And then FNS goes back. And now Sova is calling that they're droning. And the dart sees 3 people. So FNS comes A. He places his flash right here. And just pops it. Right away after he flashed, the Sova shock dart. Because they're thinking Vice has the full setup here, but instead the Vice setup is actually on B. And then comes the Harbor wall, and it's massive because, as you will see here, look at this. Jet is trying to see if they can spot the wall, but they can't because the wall is here. So they cannot be sure that the wall is here, the wall is not, the Vice wall. So they make the call like, okay, we're not going to be able to push here. They come B, and they come directly into the Euro who just TP'd here. The Vice wall, look at this. Everybody behind the wall can't do anything. And it's round over right here. And I thought this is an insane setup. I want to show this round, which is round 6. NRG were leading and GEN.G were on eco. And look at this. What is Sova watching? This made me so angry. Like, what are you watching? You have a teammate isolated here. If someone walks behind them, he's not gonna know. And this is exactly what happens. And now on to round 7. So exactly the next round from last one. As GEN.G, you know that their economy is bad. The way that Texture starts the round is like this. He just runs in and peeks. Look at where Omen is. Look at where Sova is. Euro. If Euro did this, I would be okay. Like, the plan was to peek, try to take any shot and TP away. Maybe ask for an Omen flash, or maybe ask for a Sova dart or something. I don't know. I thought this was a huge throw from GEN.G, especially when it's tied and you're building some momentum. The second map just concluded, the Haven, which is NRG's pick, and NRG won 13-11. NRG on their attack half won 8 rounds, and honestly they were looking like they're gonna dominate like on a 10-2 half, but GEN.G were able to get enough rounds in the end to bring it close to an overtime. By round 20 NRG were 12-8, they were winning, and GEN.G got 3 rounds in a row. They were abusing mid basically, but NRG got the last round before overtime. And the hero of this map is Verno, hands down. This is a funny round, and as you can see here, GEN.G Killjoy ulted from here and Viper ulted, and everybody from NRG is playing inside the Viper ult, inside the Killjoy ult, but nobody sees the finesse. And it was so close. He almost won the round. And if you can see right here, if he gets this kill, look at where Munchkin is. On NRG's pistol on defense, NRG did this trap play that they're known to do, but they're not known to do it on the first round. And I thought this was very nice for them to do, because if you've watched them play, then you're not expecting them to do something very aggressive first round, and this time they changed things around, and this is a very nice look. And honestly, it's a very nice play. You should copy it if you have enough people to play with. GEN.G do enough to kind of even things out, but it's still 3v2. And now on to round 15. And this goes back to Verno being the hero of the map. And at this point, it was 8-4 to NRG on the first half. By the end of first half, NRG won pistol on second half, and then GEN.G won. They forced and they won the second round. It ended 9-5, and NRG are now running all eco except Verno, who saved from last round. He saved the Guardian, and he basically wins them this round, and it's insane. He gets the first tier, and he chooses not to run away. He expects them to refrag their teammates, so he's just holding an off angle. And boom, he gets the second, and he fakes running away. I mean, he doesn't fake it, he basically runs away, but he's still getting info. He didn't leave the angle. And look at this, he's even trying to wallbang the person he revealed, and then the other guy peeks and dies instantly, which is insane. And then at this point, like, I don't know who called it, or if he just thought of it on his own, but I imagine somebody called it probably a finesse. Somebody called like, hey, it's 5v2 at this point, just go back and we retake, let them plant, who cares, and we retake as 5, and we just trade each other. It's the easiest round of our lives, and they just won the round right here. It's over. These two could have saved, they could have done anything, it didn't matter. As long as you play as a team, you just won the round, and he just won them this round, which is a crucial round. You know, you just lost against eco and you brought it back on your ego. And now coming to round 16, which is basically the next round after that. And I think, like, you know, regardless of how the round started, basically they defaulted mid a bit, and then they looked around C, but they were denied any information or any deep positions. So they came back A, and it was obvious. And as you can see right here, we have 4 NRG players on A. And the whole play was, Verno is holding his reveal or his recon dart, and he's gonna dart here when they push, so they get revealed. And we have a smoke on site. We have Mada on an off angle. He's basically on top of the box. And we have Ethan, whose job is to stun A main when they execute. And that was the plan, but somehow it fell apart and Ethan didn't stun. And I thought this was a huge mistake. NRG wins this basically 10 times out of 10 if Ethan stuns, but he didn't stun and they lost the round. Another round where NRG made a lot of mistakes. What happened here is that GEN.G went B, they tapped the spike, they didn't full plant, and that baited Verno to ult, and Sam also to ult. So Sam ulted here on top of the boxes, and Ethan was ulting B, and then Sam sees nobody B, so he calls them not B, and they're likely just to go C. It's fairly readable. At this point, we also have breach ult, and I'm pretty sure NRG called like we will retake with breach ult, but I don't know what happens here. Like, FNS takes backside, which is good. This dart here is bad, so it doesn't see FNS. He gets this kill, but nobody else is close. So FNS is basically on his own, and he's gonna get traded. So we lost one player before we started our retake, and he gave the kill to Viper, who now has his ult. There we go. And Viper ults, so we didn't really get much value from it, and we lost the round. And there you have it. NRG closed the whole series, winning 3 maps in a row in a best of 5. And honestly, they didn't even give GEN.G a chance to fight. 13-4, 13-11, 13-4. Haven was the only map where GEN.G did something, and to be honest, it was more NRG's mistakes that allowed GEN.G to come back a bit. GEN.G didn't look very good, I have to be fair. Verno is unbelievable. Ethan, since yesterday, Ethan is looking very hot as well. Sam as well, Mada. It's just an insane team. Like, you have 4 insane fraggers, an insane team that has their roles nailed down, and then you have a very good caller, or a fantastic caller in the case of FNS, to be fair. And right now I'll show you some of the Ascent clips and how NRG dominated on defense. Their setups on defense are unbelievable. We saw that yesterday against MITH, and today as well. GEN.G were able to pick up only 2 rounds on their attack, and then on NRG's attack, GEN.G were able to pick up pistol and next round or the following round, but NRG just closed it very quickly. They didn't allow any comeback or anything of that sort. On Ascent, and this is the 3rd round, which is NRG's bonus because they won pistol and second. They had this weird setup, and I thought if they maintained this is a very nice play. They didn't, but if for any reason this team waits for the one way or just pushes through the one way, you had Ethan baiting for Sam, and Sam has a judge, right? So let's say he gets one, or maybe he doesn't get anyone and dies. At this point, they see 2 players and one pushed up very close. They're not gonna expect the 3rd player in wine right here. So I thought this was very good play. At the same time, they have a trip here, they have a trip on B main and a camera. So the amount of map control is massive. Sam went back to hold Art with his judge, and the FNS is holding B main with his judge. Right here, this is nice. Mada revealed himself, but he still didn't die, which is good. And he didn't give away the space that he has. And I thought this is also a massive play. They know the Jet is here, and Sam is just holding this off angle, or it's not an off angle, but he's holding this tight angle with a judge, right? So if they're pushing to kill the Jet, then Sam has first contact and he has a judge, so it's kind of insane. So I thought this was a very good adaptation on them. And eventually it comes down to this push right here. They decide to split A. They can't push from A main, and Sam repositions to hold them split. Gets one. Verno gets one through smoke, and Mada whiffs this. I mean, he usually gets this, but this time he whiffed it. And NRG win their bonus. On to round 5. Onto round 5, and as you'll see, they changed the setup a bit, and FNS has a trip on mid and deep B, not on main, and they have the upper holding B main. At the same time, they have 3 people around mid, and they avoided the 0 point from KO. So at this point of the map, NRG has A main, they have most of B main, and they have almost the entirety of mid, and this is the way that NRG is just dominating everybody basically on this map, to be honest. And this is one of the adaptations, right? Verno's playing here because at this point we have information on everywhere except for this line. And as soon as FNS saw the drone but didn't see anybody with the drone, FNS called this ult. And it's a massive ult because Verno, and honestly this is an insane ult from Verno. They try faking mid, but it doesn't work. NRG still have, look at this, they have KO watching, and then Jet pushed up B main, got a kill, and we know it's A. This was a nice try to reveal in the smoke, but it didn't work out.
The covering fire here from NRG is just absolutely flawless.
And from this point forward, I think GEN.G started playing a bit more aggressive on one side of the map and are not defaulting very well, trying to push fast. And it's kind of almost worked, but as you'll see here, not very well. Because NRG knew that they might push fast with the KO ult, so they didn't play on the side. They gave them the side for free. And now they're just chilling. They have Cypher ult. And they don't, everybody. And this is a nice reposition from FNS because Killjoy is dead, so he just quickly goes on the flank. And nobody's gonna read that, especially with this fast of a timing.
Caught here, pushes out finesse. Gun barrel to the back of his neck. Pulls the trigger, finds the kill. Caron cannot hold his ground. Munchkin now flushed out.
And just like that, GEN.G didn't have any room to breathe, honestly, at all this entire map. And now to round 11, and this is just devastating for GEN.G. They forced into the round. They Killjoy ulted, and they tried to do something here, but at this point NRG's KO or Ethan ults and they can't push, and they have a reveal here as well, so they're not going to be able to push, and a nade, and that's Killjoy ult down. We got no value, and then Killjoy dies like this. Honestly, at this point it's just devastating. They managed to go back. And the idea here is to, I believe, is to fake A and then Omen ult B, because as you'll see, Omen has the spike and he has his ult. But it's not gonna work out, as you'll see soon. So they make some noise, they show KO, they show that Sova's here, they smoke, and then if you didn't catch it, Omen just ulted exactly on this point. Let me just go back. Yep. You'll see it here, and there are two players here, so they cannot do anything. And at the same time, NRG knew that was gonna be the play. Look at this dart from Verno. So Verno darts on B main as soon as Omen ults. So they save, try to win next round. And this is the last round. And again, GEN.G tried to rush B main or rush B. And I just wanted to point out, like, at this point, look at the deaths on NRG's team. The most deaths are 5. You're down 2 maps, and you're not even doing any damage at this point. So the team is mentally, GEN.G are just mentally out of the tournament, and NRG are just winning this. There's just no way around it. You can try to come back second half, but at this point, honestly, I don't think there's any mental to support that comeback. As you'll see, they're gonna try Omen flash, reveals, and then this is insane. Jet tries to dash to the side, but then the 0 point from KO stops him midair. And they just cannot do anything. Get a spam kill, then Ethan gets a spam kill as well. It's just so frustrating. They come mid and they face the op. And if you look at the map right now, you'll see the difference between when NRG were defending versus when GEN.G are defending. GEN.G has just lost mid control after Mada broke the drone, and they have 0 information on A main, and they just lost tree control because of 1 flash. The only information they have is that nobody's B main. GEN.G still don't know if the play is to split A main, split A, or to split B. Because at this point, NRG can do both. And that's the scary part. If you're defending against this, it continues a bit slow. They get the kill on A and fake a bit and then come back B to split B.
Munchkin realizing that they've slipped the net. Smoke across over towards Market.
Sam was a bit sleepy here. He was probably looking at the minimap. Finesse gets the kill, and then Mada gets his kill as well, and then GEN.G just saves at this point. On to the next round. As you'll see, they had a similar setup, but they had Jet holding this. So again, at this point, GEN.G has no A main control. They don't have any B main control. And the only thing on mid they have is this turret, which is gonna be destroyed very soon. There it is. It just got destroyed. They come back to cover a bit, but they still don't know. There could be 5 people behind the smoke. And Ethan here gets... getting 2 kills is massive. Getting Killjoy here, getting Killjoy before getting Sova is massive. Because I think NRG were trying to fake B and just try to kill this guy here. But getting both is just the go sign, hey, let's just go B. No need to fake. And Sova just lurks a bit. And there you have it. That's the last round.
Have a chance to win this map to avoid being 3-0 here in this final. Airy spam will get some damage across, but the counter spam puts Yeoman down to 18.
Just a classic B hit for now.
Up and over the top, Mada spotting him out. Backs off the angle, but now seeing Foxy, the ping reveal coming through, and they're able to gun him down, getting the wall bang. Texture makes his presence known, the judge striking, finding one, but can't do a damn thing about Ethan. With that Odin in hand, Munchkin now slid up towards Market, trying to work his way forward, but Sam is holding the door, and he has slammed it in his face. Shotgun from Yeoman will find one. A further death for Finesse, but one that he will not care about because he has his eyes on the prize, the trophy. Just a few percentage away, a few hit points gone.
And there you have it. NRG won the tournament in a flawless fashion, at least in this series. Previous series, they kind of had some difficulties, but I think they corrected. And if they continue playing this way, they're looking really good. They're looking favored. They're looking as one of the favorites to win international tournaments.
Smart on the setups, smart on the positioning, but ultimately the adjustments as well, every round as it goes. Just not giving GEN.G any breathing room whatsoever.
With that said, I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, please hit like. If you disliked it, hit dislike and leave a comment down below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.